Hello again, everybody. David Clary, along with Sean Knowles, James Branson, live here at Bobby Hopkins Field as we get ready for postseason Oak Ridge High School baseball. The Wildcats taking on the Campbell County Cougars in the first round. The Wildcats getting a chance to host the last place Cougars on their home field. This potentially could be the final home game for the Oak Ridge High School Wildcats. There are some possibilities that would get the Wildcats home if they were to win the district and get a chance perhaps to play a region ball game against a runner-up of the other district. They might get a chance to be at home, or they might get a chance to play in a sectional ball game, but that's a long ways up the road as we're just starting district tournament play today. James Branson now joins us here. James, the Wildcats swept the Campbell County Cougars. Cougars a little bit down this year, but you can't just expect to show up and win. You've got to play the game, and you've got to go out and play your best against a Cougar team that wants to upset their rivals for many years, the Oak Ridge Wildcats.
Yeah, obviously Campbell County didn't have the best of seasons, but as you mentioned, you got to come in and be willing to put everything on the line. It's first round of the district tournament. You know that you're going to play PAL. If you win, the winner plays PAL. And so the Wildcats do have a little bit of an advantage here in the fact that they played on Monday, defeated West, I believe it was 10-1, and really got a couple of key guys back, and you really saw the rotation and the depth the Wildcats could have when they're at full strength.
Let me run down the starting lineups as you see in front of you. The umpires are meeting at the home plate area. Leading things off for Campbell County will be Zach Ross. He'll be playing second base. Ryder Bumgardner is playing left field. He is the second man in their order. Kay Niles is the third batter. He's playing first base. Douglas Payton is the number 4 hitter. He's playing center field. Dylan Rice is the third baseman, hitting fifth. The shortstop is Cooper McQuarty, and he is hitting sixth. Tyler Cook is the designated hitter today. Eli Lawson is the catcher, batting eighth. Dylan Ford is the right fielder. He is hitting eighth, and Jake Lawson is on the mound for the Campbell County Cougars. For the Oak Ridge Wildcats, leading things off will be Caden Black. He'll be playing shortstop. Batting second will be the first baseman, Camden Welch. Batting third will be the third baseman, Mikey Teasley. Batting fourth will be the designated hitter, Peyton Witter. Batting fifth will be Parker Free. He'll be catching today. Batting sixth will be the right fielder, Richie Ferreira. Batting seventh will be the left fielder, Cy Stevens. Batting eighth will be the second baseman, Kai Welch. And batting ninth will be the center fielder, Warren East. Incidentally, Peyton Witter, the designated hitter, will be hitting for Noah Wood, who will get the start today in this ball game. The winner will play the Powell Panthers tomorrow at 6 o'clock at Powell. If the Wildcats win, we will be at Powell, and we will be broadcasting the ball game. Before I go any further, I'd like to thank Donnie Sharp with East Tennessee Spine and Sport. They are sponsoring our broadcast today. The TSSAA requires a $250 per ball game fee, and Donnie, Oak Ridge High School baseball alum himself, with East Tennessee Spine and Sport, has paid the rights fee, and we'd like to thank Donnie. And for the first time in the baseball games, you'll hear a couple commercials during the game, and that's for East Tennessee Spine and Sport. He didn't ask for them, but I think because he has stepped up to help us out, I think we should help him out the best he can. If you have physical therapy needs, go see Donnie. We're just moments away from this ball game. It's Oak Ridge and Campbell County, the first round of the District 3 tournament, and we'll be back to Bobby Hopkins with the first pitch in a moment.
Batting first and playing second base, number 2, Zach Ross. Batting second, playing left field, number 10, Ryder Bumgarner.
Batting third, playing first base, number 13, Hayden Idle. Batting fourth, playing center field, number 4, Peyton Douglas. Batting fifth, playing third base, number 19, Ryland Rice. Batting sixth, playing shortstop, number 1, Cooper McQuitty. Batting seventh, the designated hitter tonight for the Cougars, number 14, Tyler Cook. He will be batting for the pitcher, number 24, Jake Lawson. Batting eighth and pitching tonight for Campbell County, number 12, Eli Lawson. And rounding out the lineups for the Cougars tonight, the right fielder, number 15, Dylan Ford. And now for the starting lineups for your Oak Ridge Wildcats. Batting first, playing shortstop, number 11, Caden Black. Batting second, playing first base, number 23, Camden Wells. Batting third, playing third base, number 3, Mikey Teasley. The designated hitter tonight for the Wildcats, batting fourth, number 9, Peyton Winter. Batting fifth, the catcher for the Wildcats, number 2, Parker Reed. Batting sixth, the right fielder, number 12, Richie Pereira. Batting seventh, the left fielder, number 22, Stevens. Batting eighth, the second baseman, number 4, Cameron Wells. Rounding out the lineup for the Wildcats, the center fielder, number 14, Lauren E. And on the mound tonight for the Wildcats, the pitcher, number 13, Noah Wood. The Wildcats are coached by head coach Travis Free, assisted by Ben Peters, Will Maddox, Jeremiah Ball, and Kevin Makita. Buckets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Good job by Connor on the national anthem as we're about to get set. And there is the play ball from Emmett Branson. And we are about to have baseball for you here from Bobby Hopkins Field. The Wildcats and the Campbell County Cougars. The Wildcats would love to get into the winner's bracket. The Wildcats were in the championship game a year ago, losing to Central in the first round, or losing Central in the championship ball game, and then losing in the region tournament to Hardin Valley and Farragut after beating the Hardin Valley Hawks in the first round. Noah Wood is doing his warm-up tosses on the hill for the Wildcats on a beautiful beautiful day here. We like to thank and welcome our viewers who are tuning in right now on BBB Communications Channel 1086. We appreciate them watching our broadcast, live television, and we're also streaming live on our YouTube channel. Sean Knowles is with me, James Branson as well. Once again, I'd like to thank our benefactor who paid the TSSAA fee. That would be Donnie Sharp of East Tennessee Spine and Sport. Leadoff man for the Campbell County Cougars is heading towards the plate, and we're about to get set here. Noah Wood getting the start for the Wildcats. Noah is a freshman getting his chance to start in a district tournament game. He'll be facing Zach Ross, Ryder Bumgarner, and Cade Niles, the scheduled 3 hitters in the Campbell County lineup. Fans continue to file into Bobby Hopkins. We've got a good crowd, a lot of community people out to support the Wildcats tonight. Not only the parents, grandparents, and the usual suspects, but we've got a lot of people who traditionally attend football and basketball games. And it's good to have them out here as the final huddle on the hill between Camden Welch, the first baseman, Mikey Teasley, the third baseman, and Noah Wood, the pitcher. And we are about set here. The Wildcats hoping to play Powell tomorrow at 6 o'clock at Powell High School, and we will broadcast that ball game as well. Second baseman Zach Ross is the leadoff man for the Cougars, and we are about to get set from Bobby Hopkins. The first pitch of the ball game is a called strike on the outside half of the plate at the belt, and the count is 0-1. Noah's pitch comes inside this time, and that's also a called strike. So Noah Wood ahead in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Good start for Noah.
Yeah, getting calls on both sides of the plate there. Nice to see a little bit of a wide strike zone.
Ball's hit foul up towards Will Maddox, the former Tennessee Vol, but I
think he was just making a really strong throw to first from the dugout there.
Will Maddox played ball for the Vols. He's now a coach for the Wildcats, and there's a swinging strikeout, and that is out number 1 here in the first inning. Batter now will be Ryder Bumgarner. He is the left fielder for the Campbell County Cougars. Campbell County wearing their orange jerseys with white numerals, gray pants. As we're about set, Noah's pitch is cut on and missed. Nothing but strikes so far from the freshman, sporting those bright yellow or gold shoes. The pitch cut on and missed again. Who are we playing again, James?
Campbell County.
Okay.
I think I was trying to Cougars and County, and it just came out all funky.
0-2 pitch, cut on and missed. That's another strikeout, and that is out number 2 here in the top of the first inning. Batting now for them will be Cade Idles. He is the first baseman for the Cougars.
First baseman,
2 up and 2 down. 2 strikeouts for Noah. And the pitch to the plate almost hits him. Inside, 1 ball and no strikes.
I guess that one was a little bit too far inside to be called a strike.
Right, he does have a wide strike zone to start. That one's way outside, though. 2 balls and no strikes. After facing the first two guys, throwing nothing but strikes, he misses the strike zone. 2 balls and no strikes.
I believe he is up to 9 pitches now, by my count.
Pitch, cut on a miss, and that was high. A swing and a miss by Idles, and the count is 2-1. I'll set the defense if I can. 2-1 pitch, hit softly on 1 hop to the first baseman, Camden Welch, and he tags out Cade Niles for out number 3. So 3 up and 3 down for Noah Wood here in the top of the first inning. This is the District 3 tournament live here from Bobby Hopkins Field on our YouTube channel, Prep Radio. We're also on BBB Communications channel 1086 tonight from Bobby Hopkins. And we'll be back in a moment.
Tennessee Spine and Sport. Oak Ridge is pleased to offer cryotherapy using their CryoBus. Cryotherapy is a whole body session lasting 1 to 3 minutes that's guaranteed to make your body feel refreshed and invigorated. If you're experiencing pain or suffering from an injury, try this application of cold, to treat a wide range of symptoms and conditions. It promotes rapid healing, reduces pain, and is recognized by elite athletes to reduce inflammation and pain caused by strenuous exercise. To make an appointment today at their Oak Ridge location, go to cryotherapyknoxville.com or call 888-5431. East Tennessee Spine and Sport is located in the Fairbanks Shopping Center, Oak Ridge.
Welcome back once again to Bobby Hopkins Field. David Clary, Vashawn Knowles, along with James Branson, live here on our YouTube channel. We appreciate Donnie Sharp of East Tennessee Spine and Sport for paying the TSSAA rights fee, which is $250. We hopefully will have another sponsor tomorrow for whoever the Wildcats might play. If they win, they'll play Pal at 6 o'clock. Leading things off for the Wildcats, playing in his second game back from his hand injury, is Caden Black. Caden had 3 hits and was hit by a pitch in the ball game against West the other day. He's a left-handed hitting senior. Lawson on the mound. The pitch to the plate is outside a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. You couldn't ask for any better return than Caden Black gave the Wildcats the other night against West. As that pitch is ripped to the gap to right center field. The center fielder over makes the catch for out number 1. So Lawson retires the first man he faces, and batting now for the Cougars will be the first baseman, Camden Welch. Welch steps in. He's another left-hander as he steps in for the Wildcats. So look out at Jake Lawson. He is a big pitcher. He's a left-handed thrower, and he throws a strike. He doesn't throw hard, at least in the first ones, but he is in the strike zone with that pitch. As Camden steps in, lefty versus lefty, the pitch, down low a ball, and the count, I believe, is 1-1. James, you know somebody who has a sweet tooth? That would be our cameraman, Mr. Vashawn Knowles here.
Vishan Nails.
That would be him. Ball hit on the ground. That's a base hit up the middle for Camden Welch. Just put the bat on it, and it went between the second baseman and the shortstop and the second base bag, and the Wildcats have their first base runner of the night with 1 out in the bottom of the first inning of a scoreless ball game. The batter now will be Mikey Teasley. Mikey is batting in the number 3 spot. He's playing third base. He's a sophomore for the Wildcats. The runner at first is also a sophomore. That is Camden Welch. As Mikey steps in, on deck for the Wildcats is Peyton Witter. Pitch stays up high, and the count is 1 ball and no strikes.
Does have a little bit of movement when the ball, gets closer to the plate. It has a little drop to it.
I couldn't hear the mile per hour on that one. 48 miles per hour. And that one a little bit better. Out of the strike zone as well. 2 balls and no strikes. You'd have the tendency to probably swing a little early on this guy because he does throw so softly, but he does have movement. That pitch stays up high, and the count is 3 balls and no strikes.
As you were saying to start there, Caden Black had a great return on Monday, had a single, 2 doubles, and I think scored 2 runs, I believe.
And Mikey's hitting about 400 on the year, a little over 400. The pitch to him, that is a called strike on the outside corner at the knees, and the count is 3 balls and 1 strike. Camden Welch, your base runner at first. He had a 1-out single. Lawson comes to the plate, hits ball on the ground to the shortstop. He can't control it immediately. Does get the force out of Camden at second, and that'll be 2 outs as Teasley reaches on a fielder's choice.
Stepping in now for Oak Ridge, number 9, the designated hitter.
Designated hitter Peyton Witter will step in now for the Wildcats. Both balls, the Wildcats, with the exception of Caden's hit, which was a deep fly to right center field. Everything else has been hit on the ground. Witter steps in, runner going, and that'll be a stolen base for Mikey Teasley. So he's in scoring position now with 2 outs. Scoreless ball game, Oak Ridge and Campbell County District 3 tournament action from Bobby Hopkins Field. Lawson wanders off the mound, causing Mikey to get back to the bag. The pitch, quick pitch, almost hit him. It's inside, and the count is 2 balls and no strikes to the junior designated hitter in the Wildcat lineup today. That would be Peyton Witter.
Yeah, David, and just going back to Mikey's stolen base, I hate that they call catcher indifference sometimes on those technically. I mean, the guy stole the base.
Mikey's going to third. Here's the throw, and there's another stolen base for Mikey. Now he's at third, so a wild pitch or pass ball should get him in as well because there are 2 outs. Peyton's way ahead in the count, 3 balls and no strikes. Infield in at third. Lawson comes to the plate, hit off the end of the bat, and it's going to stay fair, and that's going to be an infield single for Peyton Witter. So he swings 3-0 on that one and barely hits it. I think Coach Free probably wanted him to do something else as Parker Free steps in. Excuse me. Parker will stroll to the plate with runners on the corners. That is a single. It just kind of died in the grass, which looks so beautiful here at Bobby Hopkins. Pitch, 59-mile-per-hour pitch, floats in there for a called strike.
This almost makes it harder to time up, David. I think you can time up something that's a little bit faster. You know, time it like going from fast to slow is a little bit harder.
Pitch, cut on and foul, tipped back to the plate, and Parker behind in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Like I said, it would be more difficult, I think, to face somebody throwing this slowly. And your tendency would be to swing ahead of it, I would think. Got to be disciplined here. The freshman Parker Free back in, behind in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Pitch up high and down to second will go Peyton Witter. Didn't even pay attention to the base runners. So the Wildcats now have 2 runners in scoring position. Parker's got to get a hit. Let's see. The pitch, hit on the ground, foul. Over towards the Oak Ridge dugout once again, fielded by assistant coach. I think that's Jeremiah Ball down in the Oak Ridge dugout. Ben Peters, Kevin McKeithen also joined Travis Free and Will Maddox on the Oak Ridge coaching staff. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 on the pitch. That's high once again. And the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Another 59-mile-per-hour pitch.
It looks like our hitters are kind of a little bit towards the front of the plate, trying to time that up a little bit easier.
Ball's ripped, foul. Just outside the line, barely. Ball was hit hard by Parker, but he'll have to return with a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Ball's hit hard by Parker.
Yeah, it was really well timed up there, and, you know, Parker just pulled the ball right down the line, just a little bit too far down the line there. But the impressive thing about Parker as a freshman is that he's always going to make really good contact, and especially with runners in scoring position. He's done a great job with them and getting hits and driving them in so far this season.
That's what I said. He was way ahead on that one. That's why it was pulled so foul. Here's a 2-2 pitch, hit on the ground. This time third baseman, he boots it. They might have a play. The shortstop picks it up, and Parker beats it out. And the Wildcats have their first run. 1-0 Wildcats as Parker hit the ball hard, but reaches on the error by the third baseman, and Mikey Teasley scores the first run of the ball game, and Oak Ridge leads Campbell County 1-0. The third left-handed hitter in the Wildcat lineup steps in against the left-handed throwing Jake Lawson. Wildcats still have runners on the corners. Richie steps in. As I mentioned, he's a left-hander, facing the left-handed throwing Lawson. Izzy Mitchell is the runner. He's heading towards second, and he's got a stolen base. So that is actually the 4th stolen base. We're not going to call catcher's indifference in this high school ball game. That pitch is outside of ball.
I mean, any base that you take, I think you've earned it. I just hate that call.
Yeah, it's kind of a major league call, though, really. Not a high school call. Izzy at second. Witter has the balls bunted, and that's going to be a base hit for Richie Ferreira, and the Wildcats are going to get another run. It's a bunt single by Richie Ferreira.
Drives in.
And in the score, Peyton Witter comes in to score, and the Wildcats now lead Campbell County 2-0 in the first. We welcome our viewers on BBB Communications Channel 1086 right now. Thank you for picking up our live broadcast of Oak Ridge Baseball against Campbell County. We're also on our YouTube channel, Prep Radio, sponsored by Donnie Sharp and East Tennessee Spine and Sport. Runners on the corners. Richie's going again. Wildcats are just running at will against the Cougars. I mean, he throws it 59 miles an hour, really doesn't give the catcher much of an opportunity.
No, and I think they kind of know that, and maybe that's one of the reasons the catcher's not throwing down there. Oh, well, in this scenario, you got a runner on third as well, though.
Better now is Cy Stevens for the Wildcats. Lawson working quickly. Cy hit a home run against West this week. That ball is hit foul. Once again, over towards the Oak Ridge dugout and booted by one of the assistant coaches. And the count is 1-2 strikes. 2-0 Wildcats. Bottom of the first inning here at Bobby Hopkins. Lawson floats one in there, and it is high. 1-2 strikes the count. Izzy Mitchell is your base runner at third base. Richie Ferreira at second. 2-2 strikes the count. The pitch hit foul. Back to the screen. James, I was telling Vashon that Monday when Braden Sharp and Caleb Riker were up here, ball was hit foul, and what happened?
Both of them ducked.
Both of them.
It was very interesting. You know, Braden played baseball this year, and even he kind of like flinched a little bit.
That pitch is outside of ball. 3-2 strikes to Cy Stevens. Kai Welch is on deck for the Wildcats.
Cooper just said that he would never flinch in that scenario, David. I did the first time. Lawson getting ready to deliver
pitch. That's ball 4. The Wildcat inning continues. There are 2 outs. The bases are full of Wildcats. And the batter now will be the second baseman, the senior, Kai Welch. It all started with a fly out to fairly deep right center field off the bat of Caden Black. Then Cam Welch singled. Michael Teasley hit it into a fielder's choice. And then Peyton Witter singled. Parker Free reached on an error. Richie Ferreira had a bunt single. Cy Stevens now walks, and the bases are loaded. The Wildcats trying to get more here in the first. All of this has happened after 2 outs.
Yeah, the Wildcats able to, stay alive and put the ball in play in certain scenarios and drive in 2 runs with 2 outs. And it's pretty impressive, the stamina they've had so far.
Pitch to the plate is a called strike at the belt, and the count is 0-1. TSSAA charges $250 for us to broadcast this ball game. That pitch is hit foul, out of play. Just got a piece of it at the end of the bat. Is it per live stream? Per live stream, $250.
But it increases for region and substate. Is that right?
I think the region stays the same. I think it's substate is where it goes up. That pitch stays up high, and the count is 1-2. But Donnie Sharp, former Wildcat, played baseball at East Tennessee State University. He paid our rights fee today. 1-2 pitch, hit well but foul. Up the left field line. If Monday night's umpire were here, that would have been a grand slam home run.
Fellow Buccaneer in the building tonight there, David.
Yeah, really?
Vashon.
Oh, yeah, future. Yeah, that's right. Vashon Knowles doing our camera work. Future Buccaneer from ETSU playing football next year. 1-2 pitch. Here it comes. Barely got a piece of it off the end of the bat. Stayed alive. 1-2 strikes.
That's a tough one there as a hitter, David. You don't really actually want to swing at that, but it's, close enough to the plate. You got to almost make a little bit of a defensive swing, and Kai just tipping it off the end of the bat there and staying alive.
Peyton, Connor, how many pitches has Lawson thrown here in the first inning?
Yes.
Here's the pitch.
They don't keep track of that, David. They don't keep track of that.
Okay, yeah, they're not keeping track of the other guy. I can understand why that wouldn't be important.
He initially said 11. Peyton initially said 11.
2-2 pitch. Here it comes. Hit on the ground. Third baseman. Nice play. Steps on the bag and forces the runner out at third. But the Wildcats do play 2 runs in this game to lead the Campbell County Cougars in the first round of the District 3 tournament at Bobby Hopkins Field. And we will be back to Bobby Hopkins in a moment.
East Tennessee Spine and Sport. Oak Ridge is pleased to offer cryotherapy using their CryoBus. Cryotherapy is a whole body session lasting 1 to 3 minutes that's guaranteed to make your body feel refreshed and invigorated. If you're experiencing pain or suffering from an injury, try this application of cold to treat a wide range of symptoms and conditions. It promotes rapid healing, reduces pain, and is recognized by elite athletes to reduce inflammation and pain caused by strenuous exercise. To make an appointment today at their Oak Ridge location, go to cryotherapyknoxville.com or call 888-5431. East Tennessee Spine and Sport is located in the Fairbanks Shopping Center, Oak Ridge.
Welcome back once again to Bobby Hopkins Field on our live stream on YouTube, on our YouTube channel Prep Radio. We're also on BBB Communications channel 1086 on Comcast. I don't know if I'm too happy with Comcast right now, Brad. Taking the Braves off of Bally Sports, taking Bally Sports off. It'll be Douglas Payton leading things off for the Campbell County Cougars, facing Noah Wood, who got him 1-2-3 in the first inning. First pitch is a called strike. Don't see many freshmen starting district tournament ball games. Last year, I guess we saw Mikey Teasley do that. Hit in the air softly to left field and drops in front of Cy Stevens, who is playing shallow, and that is the first hit of the ball game for the Campbell County Cougars. Just a little soft hit to left field. Even though Cy was playing pretty shallow, the ball just barely got over the head of the infielders, and Cy didn't really have much of a chance. So Campbell County brings the tying run to the plate. And the first pitch from Noah is cut on and missed. Rylan Rice, the center fielder, is the batter for Campbell County. 2-0 Wildcats. The winner plays at 6 o'clock at Powell tomorrow against Powell. That pitch is cut on and missed. And the count is no balls and 2 strikes. Sean, you look tired today. You tired? You have a long day at school? That pitch, oh man, that's strike 3. Yeah, that's strike 3 all day. And he argues with the umpire, but that's not going to get him, win him any friends and influence people, especially the guys in blue and black pants out on the field. That is out number 1 in the second inning. Cooper McQuitty is the batter. He's the shortstop. He's a left-hander. First pitch from Noah is outside a ball. Noah doesn't even check the runner at first. That pitch is a called strike. and the count is 1-1 strike. I don't know what kind of move Noah has, but he has not looked at the runner yet. Parker Free is the catcher. Camden Welch, there he goes. He looks over at the runner at first. He takes a good lead. He's going. Pitch is hit into the shortstop's hand. Caden Black, he has to return the throw to Camden Welch, who applies the tag, and that is a double play. A little soft line drive off the bat. Caden makes the catch, and the double play is complete, and that is out number 3. We go to the bottom half of the second inning live here at Bobby Hopkins Field on our YouTube channel, Prep Radio, and on Comcast BBB channel 1086. The Wildcats lead the Cougars 2-0, and we'll be back in a moment. Great news, East Tennessee. Oak Ridge native and physical therapist Donnie Sharp has brought his hands-on approach to physical therapy to a new location in Oak Ridge. East Tennessee Spine and Sport is now open at 142 Fairbanks Road in Oak Ridge. Donnie's postdoctorate education in the treatment of neck pain, back pain, and many other orthopedic issues will address your specific needs in a kind and caring manner. Call East Tennessee Spine and Sport today for your evaluation. 888-5431. That's East Tennessee Spine and Sport. Call them today.
I'm Mike Kelly with Betsy Coleman Realty. I'm a proud graduate of Oak Ridge High School, class of 1982, and a member of the 1980 state championship football team. As a lifelong resident of Oak Ridge, I would love to put my knowledge of the area to work for you should you have any real estate needs. You can contact me at 865-919-5559 or at betsycolemanrealty.com. Thank you, and roll Wildcats roll.
Welcome back once again to Bobby Hopkins Field. We go to the bottom half of the second inning in this District 3 tournament game. Brought to you by East Tennessee Spine and Sport. Donnie Sharp. Pay the TSSAA rights fee, $250, and we will probably need more money moving forward if the Wildcats have a long postseason run, and we hope they do, obviously. We'll be probably needing more sponsors. So if you're listening or watching our broadcast right now, think about helping us out here. You can just contact me, Coach Free, Coach Gaddis, anybody. As Warren East leads things off for the Wildcats, bunts one foul, and the count is 0-1. It'll be Warren East, the center fielder, and then back to the top of the order to Caden Black and Camden Welch. 2-0 Wildcats. Jake Lawson, the pitcher for the Cougars. He's a large guy. Throws from the left side. I'd be eager to find out if he played football for Campbell County this past year. He does look like a lineman.
Looks like a really good guard.
0-1 pitch. He tries to bunt it again and missed it. And the count is 0-2. Campbell County's had a rough year. I don't think I'll be hurting their feelings to say that. And I think the Wildcats are trying a few things. We saw Richie try to lay down a bunt and did successfully for a hit. I think Warren trying to do the same. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Cut on and missed. And foul tipped, and I guess he did catch it, and that is the first out of the inning. And Warren East is out number 1 in the second. And back to the top of the order we go to the shortstop, Caden Black. Caden hit one well to right center field back in the first inning, but it was caught by the center fielder, Douglas Payton, for Campbell County. That pitch stays up high, and the count is 1-0 against Caden Black. Black family very well represented today. Looks like the uncles are here to watch the nephew, Caden.
As you said, very athletic family in Oak Ridge history.
Yes, most definitely. You know, Todd Hilton, you know what he did?
He did something one too many times.
One too many times, yes. As Caden takes a ball, and the count is 3-1.
Even Hall of Famers do things one too many times.
That's true. Todd Hilton's going into the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame, but he had that little pitch, and Caden's uncle picked it off and took it for a touchdown. High, ball 4. And here comes base running at its best. Is Caden Black will be the base runner for the Wildcats. He'll be on base with 1 out, and the batter for the Wildcats will be Camden Welch. Cam had a single in the first inning. Second left-hander to face him this inning. Warren East was the first out of the inning. Wildcats have the top of the order batting now. As I mentioned, Cam had a single. Let's see how early he goes in the count right now. And that pitch is high, and here's the throw. And it goes into center field, and Caden is going to be at third base. I told you were about to see base running at its best, and that is, first off, a stolen base for Caden Black, and then an error on the throw by the catcher. And the Wildcats have a runner at third. For your time, the Braves used to have a guy named Ralph Garr, and they used to play the Road Runner theme. As that pitch is ripped to the gap, that's going to get the run in and more. Caden is going to round first. He's heading towards second. Black is in. Caden, who had a triple on Monday against West, has a double, and he is 2 for 2, and he is heating up at the right time here at district tournament postseason time, and the Wildcats have the lead by now a score of 3-0. And the batter will be Mikey Teasley. Mikey reached on a fielder's choice in the first inning, stole second, stole third, came around to score the Wildcats' first run of the ball game. They lead it now 3-0. Bottom of the second inning. Peyton Witter on deck. Lawson checks the runner. The pitch is ripped to the second baseman, and they've got a double play. Wildcat Camden Welch was caught off the bag. Line drive caught by the second baseman, and that is the third out of the inning. But the Wildcats put up another run. We go to the top of the third inning here at Bobby Hopkins Field. District 3 tournament action. The Wildcats lead the Campbell County Cougars by a score of 3-0. We appreciate all of you watching our broadcast today, and if you are able to get to the chat, we'd love to know who's watching, where you're watching from. We'd love to know anything about our fans watching the broadcast on our YouTube channel, prepradio.com, and Comcast channel 1086. We'll be back to Bobby Hopkins in a moment.
East Tennessee Spine and Sport. Oak Ridge is pleased to offer cryotherapy using their CryoBus. Cryotherapy is a whole body session lasting 1 to 3 minutes that's guaranteed to make your body feel refreshed and invigorated. If you're experiencing pain or suffering from an injury, try this application of cold to treat a wide range of symptoms and conditions. It promotes rapid healing, reduces pain, and is recognized by elite athletes to reduce inflammation and pain caused by strenuous exercise. To make an appointment today at their Oak Ridge location, go to cryotherapyknoxville.com or call 888-5431. East Tennessee Spine and Sport is located in the Fairbanks Shopping Center, Oak Ridge.
It'll be the lower third of the Campbell County lineup to face Noah Wood. The designated hitter, Tyler Cook, will lead things off. He's hitting for the pitcher, Jake Lawson. And the first pitch from Noah is a called strike. Sean Nas doing camera work. Caleb Reicher's in the house as well. Pitch, cut on and missed. The count is 0-2. Cooper Gessinger is in the booth as well. 0-2 pitch, cut on and missed. And then is strikeout number 4 for Noah Wood. That one's swinging. And the batter now will be the catcher, Eli Lawson. Eli will step in. Campbell County, out of Jacksboro, La Follette area, up on close to the Kentucky line. 1 out, nobody aboard, 3-0 Wildcats. Wood comes to the plate. Breaking pitch, did he go? He did. And the count is 0-1. Noah to the plate, hit in the air, left side, Cy Stevens. A couple steps to his left, makes the catch, 4 out, number 2. Just a soft fly ball out to the left fielder, Cy Stevens. And that, did you even move the camera on that? And that is out, number 2. Better now will be Dylan Ford. Dylan is the right fielder. Pitch. 77-mile-per-hour pitch on the outside corner, but low, and the count is 1-0. 1-0 pitch, hit right back to Noah, fields it, takes a couple steps, underhands it to Camden Welch, 4 out, number 3. So Noah Wood is cruising. We go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Here at Bobby Hopkins Field, the Wildcats lead Campbell County 3-0. As I mentioned, this is the district tournament. All games are sanctioned by the TSSAA, and they require a $250 fee. And if you hear a commercial, we don't normally play commercials during our YouTube broadcast, but I thought, and he didn't ask for this, Donnie Sharp at East Tennessee Spine and Sport is sponsoring and paid our rights fee, so I'm running some commercials for him, and tell him you appreciate him, because we wouldn't be on the air today if not for Donnie Sharp. And hopefully we'll be on the air tomorrow at PAL, 6 o'clock, with another donation. We'll be back in a moment.
East Tennessee Spine and Sport. Oak Ridge is pleased to offer cryotherapy using their CryoBus. Cryotherapy is a whole body session lasting 1 to 3 minutes that's guaranteed to make your body feel refreshed and invigorated. If you're experiencing pain or suffering from an injury, try this application of cold to treat a wide range of symptoms and conditions. It promotes rapid healing, reduces pain, and is recognized by elite athletes to reduce inflammation and pain caused by strenuous exercise. To make an appointment today at their Oak Ridge location, go to cryotherapyknoxville.com or call 888-5431. East Tennessee Spine and Sport is located in the Fairbanks Shopping Center, Oak Ridge.
I'm Mike Kelly with Betsy Coleman Realty. I'm a proud graduate of Oak Ridge High School, class of 1982, and a member of the 1980 state championship football team. As a lifelong resident of Oak Ridge, I would love to put my knowledge of the area to work for you should you have any real estate needs. You can contact me at 865-919-5559 or at betsycolemanrealty.com. Thank you, and roll Wildcats roll.
Welcome back to Bobby Hopkins Field, the District 3 baseball tournament. The Wildcats taking on Campbell County. The Wildcats will play tomorrow. They win this ball game at 6 o'clock against Powell at Powell High School. And Powell does not allow regular season streaming, but this is a TSSAA sanctioned ball game. And we will be streaming live from PAL tomorrow if the Wildcats are playing at 6 o'clock. Leading things off for the Wildcats, Peyton Witter. He was hoping to bat in the previous inning before the Campbell County Cougars ended the Wildcats inning with a double play. Peyton is 1 for 1 with the ball game. Swings and he misses at that one. He had a single, stole a base, and scored a run for the Wildcats. Oak Ridge does lead Campbell County 3-0. Lawson to the plate. That one's
1-2.
was outside, but he called it a strike. And the count is 1-2. Witter steps back in, left-handed throwing junior, right-handed hitting junior. Kind of different. Brian Leffler was that way too, if you remember, James, sorry. That pitch is hit on the ground. That's another base hit for Peyton Witter. He is 2 for 2 in the ball game. And the Wildcats have a good start to the bottom half of the third inning with their leadoff man aboard. Another base hit on the left side, and the batter now for Oak Ridge will be Parker Free. Parker reached on an error back in the first inning. His runner, Izzy Mitchell, stole a base. Parker is a catcher. You have, in high school rules, you can run for the pitcher and the catcher and re-enter in and out of the ball game. Peyton takes a good lead, and there's a called strike on the inside corner at the belt. 1 strike the count.
It took me most of the season, David, to realize what you're talking about. You know, Peyton's been a first baseman for the Wildcats most of the season, as well as Camden Welch. But Peyton is a lefty thrower, as you mentioned, and a righty hitter, but I never really noticed that.
1 strike pitch is ripped to the shortstop, and Peyton gets back. Ball is hit right on the nose, but out. And the batter now will be Richie Pereira. Richie had a infield bunt single and an RBI on a bunt single in the first inning. He also had a stolen base. Wildcats lead it 3-0. We've already seen 2 double plays in this ball game. Very seldom in high school do you see a lot of double plays, and that was almost the 3rd double play. Peyton hadn't strayed off the bag that far. Runner is going now. Here's the throw, and he lobs it down to second, and Peyton has a stolen base. That'll be his 2nd stolen base of the ball game, and he's in scoring position as Richie Pereira, who had a single already, a bunt single. Lefty versus lefty. Good lead for Peyton. The pitch to him inside. And the count, I believe, is 2-0.
Yes, Richie pulled back that first bunt there.
Runner going to third. And that is a stolen base. He didn't even try. That's another stolen base. They are just running on the poor catcher. The throws come in so softly that they can get an easy running start, and that's what they have done. Pitch. Good stop by the catcher that time. That is a ball. The count now is 3 balls and 1 strike.
You know, David, somebody that is, famously from Campbell County but played at Webb, I was thinking of Chad Pennington. Did he play baseball at Webb?
I don't know if he did, honestly, as there's a ball forward to Richie Pereira. I can always text my friend Jared Tharp. He and Chad Pennington were buddies at back in the 90s when they both played quarterback. Batter now for the Wildcats will be Cy Stevens. Cy's playing left field today. He reached base safely in the first inning. He had a walk. Wildcats have runners on the corners. The runner from first is heading towards second. And once again, with no throw, and Richie Pereira has his 2nd stolen base of the ball game. Wildcats recorded 13 stolen bases at Clinton earlier in the year, and they're heading in that direction right now. As that pitch is outside, 2 balls and no strikes. I know you don't keep up with it. I do, and I'll count it between innings. We had 13 against Clinton at Clinton. I remember that. That pitch is on the outside corner for a called strike, and the count is 2-1. Cy Stevens has hit a couple of tree shots here at Bobby Hopkins Field, home runs this year. That pitch is low and inside. 3 balls and 1 strike.
Unofficially, I have 9 I try to mark it down every time that along the baselines there. So I think I have 9.
Well, we'll go with that. It seems like it. 3-1 pitch. Fouled off the mitt of the Campbell County catcher. Campbell County and Oak Ridge have been playing since the mid-'70s when Campbell County consolidated their high school to make it Campbell County Comprehensive High School. They've been playing in the same district for many, many years. All sports, 3-2 pitch, base hit, left field. Here comes one run. Rounding third, Richie Ferreira. And it's a 2 RBI single for Cy Stevens. And the Wildcats now lead Campbell County 5-0 here at the District 3 tournament.
Winner and Richie Ferreira. Stepping in number 4. Second baseman, number 4.
Wildcat batter now will be Kai Welch. Kai was retired on a fielder's choice to end the first inning. The Wildcats have scored runs in every inning. They scored 2 in the first, 1 in the second. They've scored 2 here in the third. There's 1 out. Warren East on deck, scoring the bunt and hitting it softly to right field. That's going to be to the right fielder who can't make the catch. It's off his glove, and the Wildcats will have runners at second and third. Ball was just a soft fly ball, and I'm going to give the guy some credit because I have played years ago, obviously, on this field this time of day in right field. The sun bears right down on your face. He had it in his glove. He had a long run to get to it, but he couldn't make the play, and the Wildcats have 2 more runners in scoring position with 1 out here in this inning. The Wildcat batter will be Warren East, the number 9 hitter in the lineup. Yeah, I don't know if you heard me, James.
Mm-hmm.
I back in my day, back 1,000 years ago, I know they didn't even have lights then, but the sun in right field this time of day is brutal.
It is really bad, and Wildcats almost had a base running error there as our lead runner at the moment was already at second as the right fielder was about to make the catch, and so nearly could have been another double play there.
2 balls and no strikes to Warren. That pitch comes in high, but in for a called strike, and the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. I see Will Presley, as usual, is in the house. He comes to about all of them. That ball is hit foul, well foul, and long.
Nearly a home run, David.
Nearly a home run. Like I said, if Louis had been umpiring the ball game, that would have been a home run, as we saw in the Maryville game last year. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch hit foul over and kind of splits Caden Black and Richie Ferreira, who had to duck out of the way. And the count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 out, 2 in. The Wildcats on top of Campbell County, 5-0. District 3 action from Bobby Hopkins Field in Oak Ridge. Perhaps the final home game of the year for the Wildcats. That pitch is hit our way and out of play. And all hands, all eyes turned to our back to see what Caleb Riker was doing. I'll give him some credit. He didn't move. That ball's hit to left, another base hit. Warren has his first hit. 2 more runs come in. It gets past the left fielder. Here comes Warren. He's fast. He's around second. He's heading towards third. He's getting the green light. He's coming all the way to the plate. The Wildcats score all the way. Warren East all the way around. And the Wildcats score 3 times on that play. Give Warren at least a single, 2 RBIs. Warren scores a run. Cy scores a run. And the Wildcats now lead it by a score of 8-0. And I believe that's going to be it for Luke Jake Jack Lawson, the head coach of the Campbell County Cougars, out to have words. The Wildcats have put 5 on the board. We are on our YouTube channel, Prep Radio, tonight. We are also on BBB Communications channel 1086. And we're right at 7 o'clock when we normally would be having. We haven't had many this year because of the baseball schedule, but normally we would be having our the Covering the Bases show which features the head coach of the Wildcats, Coach Travis Free. And that'll be at 7 o'clock. The center fielder has decided to take a rest during the middle of this game. Campbell County down 8-0. This is the District 3 tournament. The Wildcats, with a win, will head to Powell and play tomorrow at 6 o'clock, and we will stream the ball game. As I mentioned, Powell does not allow live regular season streams of any sports without playing big numbers. But because this is a TSSAA sanctioned game, we will be able to stream tomorrow's ball game. Caden Black is the batter. Caden flew out to center field, walked, stole a base, and scored a run. 8-0 is our score. The Wildcats on top. Here's the pitch. There's a called strike at the belt to Caden Black. And the count is 0-1.
We hit 60 miles per hour over here, David.
Wow, he's been kind of at 59. That ball is hit softly to left field. The left fielder got a late beat on it, and he does make the one-handed grab for out number 2 here in the 3rd inning. Batter now for the Wildcats will be Mikey Teasley. So after a 3-for-3 with a hit batsman game, Caden Black has a couple flyouts in this one, and Lawson trying to get out of the inning without any further damage. There's nobody aboard, 2 outs, 5 runs in, 8-0 Wildcats. Mikey reached on a fielder's choice and stole a couple bases and scored a run, and also was retired. So he is officially 0 for 2 in the ball game. Oh, that's Camden. I'm sorry. Mikey's on deck.
Yes.
I'm lost again.
Camden doubled.
Thank you.
And
Actually, he
Caden
singled
Black.
and doubled. So
Yes.
I was looking ahead to Mikey for some reason. Maybe I'm thinking that Cam's going to do something since he's 2 for 2. Pitch is down low, a ball. 3 balls and no strikes.
His last at bat was the double that scored Caden Black in the second.
Maybe I was just foreshadowing. I think Cam's going to try to get on with a 3-0 pitch. Here it comes. There's a called strike. And the count is 3-1. So I heard Lawson broke 60 a moment ago with his pitch.
It was a big moment, 61.
Wow. 3-1 pitch. That's way outside, and ball 4. Now Mikey Teasley is the batter. I should pay more attention. I was watching the center fielder taking a nap out in center field for the Cougars during the pitching confrontation or with the coach, as the Wildcats' Mikey Teasley does step in. 8-0 is our score. After 5, if you're up by 10, you win the ball game. We still have another hour to go on our BBB Communication Channel 1086 broadcast, runner going. And they don't even try, James, to throw down the second.
I think
That's another
is it
stolen
more
base.
is it more impressive that you know that the Wildcats are going to be running, and as a left-handed pitcher, you maybe don't even throw over to first base? Like, that'd be an easy one to maybe slow down the running Wildcats.
2 balls, no strikes to Mikey. Peyton Witter on deck. He's had a good day. 2 hits as well. Pitch, a little bit low. And it's now 3 balls and no strikes. Camden Welch is the base runner. Yeah, at second base.
I believe that was 10 stolen bases now, David.
Lawson, 3-0 pitch. That's up high, and Mikey walks. First time Mikey's been on base today. He slings his guard, slings it over to Peyton Witter. Wildcats John Ulrich comes out to retrieve the bat as well. John doesn't do a whole lot. He did get a chance to bat earlier, I believe, when we were where was that ball game? I think he got a chance to bat, actually.
Was it in Kingsport?
I think it wasn't in Kingsport. It was some other place. It was when I was on the road someplace. I can't remember, honestly.
You know, last season he had 3 plate appearances and was, I believe, 1 for 2, had a walk.
Yes, he'll tell you that every time you talk to him about his batting.
I have a new nickname for John, by the way.
What is that?
He's changed his hairdo just a little bit, so it's a little bit more of a straight up and back. I've been calling him Arthur Fonzarelli.
Only somebody from the 70s would know who you were even talking about there, Mr. Branson. I met John's grandmother today for the first time. She's at the ball game, and I met her for the first time. She's watched a lot of our ball games in the past. I failed to ask her if she was a Met fan, though, like the rest of the Ulrich family. But she looked a lot smarter than that, so I assume she's not.
Let's hope she's a Braves fan.
Right. Stephanie Thompson watching our broadcast today, not feeling well. She and Neil watching our broadcast today on our YouTube channel, Prep Radio, as the new pitcher warms up. Gives me the opportunity once again to try to get the word out about Donnie Sharp and East Tennessee Spine and Sports, sponsoring and paying the TSSAA rights fee. We'll be back in a moment. Great news, East Tennessee. Oak Ridge native and physical therapist Donnie Sharp has brought his hands-on approach to physical therapy to a new location in Oak Ridge. East Tennessee Spine and Sport is now open at 142 Fairbanks Road in Oak Ridge. Donnie's postdoctorate education in the treatment of neck pain, back pain, and many other orthopedic issues will address your specific needs in a kind and caring manner. Call East Tennessee Spine and Sport today for your evaluation. 888-5431. That's East Tennessee Spine and Sport. Call them today.
Number 3, I don't know. They didn't on their roster. They didn't have a numbered one.
Welcome back once again to Bobby Hopkins Field, District 3 tournament action. The Wildcats of Oak Ridge taking on Campbell County. Wildcats trying to progress in the winner's bracket side of this tournament. If they win this ball game, they're well on their way. They're up 8-0, but still a lot of baseball to be played, perhaps. Wildcats will play the Powell Panthers tomorrow at 6 o'clock at Powell, and we will stream the ball game live from Powell for you on our YouTube channel. Peyton steps in. Runners at first and second, and now they're at second and third as all runners move over, and the Wildcats have Peyton Witter with a 1-ball, no strike count. New pitcher in the ballgame, number 3 for the Cougars.
That was number 11 and 12 stolen bases there, David.
As the Wildcats, Teasley moves over. Wildcats, 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch to Peyton, fouled back to the screen. And the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. James Branson's in the booth with us, along with Vashon Knowles doing camera work. Caleb Reicher's here. Cooper Getzinger as well, if I said it right.
Yep.
Better than all the coaches, right, Cooper?
Huh?
Better than all the coaches except Coach Rang, right? Coach Rang's the only one, along with myself, that has his name down.
Yes.
2 balls and 2 strikes the count to Peyton. He has 2 hits already in the ball game. Pitch, hit foul. We're towards the Oak Ridge dugout once again. Tracked down by Warren East, who comes sprinting out of the dugout. And the count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 on, 5 in. The Wildcats on top of Campbell County, 8-0. 2-2 pitch to Peyton. Hit down the line. That's a base hit. It's going to be at least 2 more runs to score. Peyton has his 3rd hit of the ball game. The left fielder struggles with it and still kind of nonchalantly will get the ball into third. And the Wildcats
Witter to third.
once again
Camden,
have scored
Mikey
10 runs on the
Teasley.
Cougars. Mikey Teasley scores for the Wildcats. Also scoring for the Wildcats was Cam Welch. I'm going to go ahead and give him a triple on that one because, I mean, the left fielder didn't really hustle over to get it, and it's 10-0. 10-0 our score. Wildcats in the lead.
Our books are officially messed up there, David. Our books are officially messed up.
Most definitely. Well, that's why on this game I've got to just writing it down and not using a book as Parker free steps in. Parker reached base safely on an error and also lined out to the shortstop. That pitch is down low. Wildcats have Peyton at third. Wildcats have scored 7 runs here in the third. They scored 2 in the first, 1 in the second, 7, and still batting. Witter takes his lead. The pitch is down low, and the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Oak Ridge hoping to play Pal tomorrow at 6 o'clock at Pal High School. We'll stream the ball game. We get another sponsor. 2 balls and 1 strike. I understand that perhaps Okies is going to be doing it. Oh, nice play. Olay. And the play is made by the third baseman who put his glove down, fielded a hard hit ball by Parker Free, and that is out number 3. But the Wildcats score 7 times in the third inning, and they lead the Campbell County Cougars here at the District 3 baseball tournament by a score of 10-0. My name is David Clary, along with Vashawn Nas, Caleb Riker, James Branson. We are live at Bobby Hopkins. We'll be back for the top of the 4th in a moment.
East Tennessee Spine and Sport. Oak Ridge is pleased to offer cryotherapy using their CryoBus. Cryotherapy is a whole body session lasting 1 to 3 minutes that's guaranteed to make your body feel refreshed and invigorated. If you're experiencing pain or suffering from an injury, try this application of cold to treat a wide range of symptoms and conditions. It promotes rapid healing, reduces pain, and is recognized by elite athletes to reduce inflammation and pain caused by strenuous exercise. To make an appointment today at their Oak Ridge location, go to cryotherapyknoxville.com or call 888-5431. East Tennessee Spine and Sport is located in the Fairbanks Shopping Center, Oak Ridge.
I'm Mike Kelly with Betsy Coleman Realty. I'm a proud graduate of Oak Ridge High School, class of 1982, and a member of the 1980 state championship football team. As a lifelong resident of Oak Ridge, I would love to put my knowledge of the area to work for you should you have any real estate needs. You can contact me at 865-919-5559 or at betsycolemanrealty.com. Thank you, and roll Wildcats roll.
Welcome back once again to Bobby Hopkins. Top of the order we go. Noah Wood has faced the minimum to this point. He's given up 1 hit in the ball game. He has 4 strikeouts to his credit. 1-0 pitch, down low a ball. 2 balls and no strikes. Long inning for Noah to watch. He struck this guy out back in the first inning. This is Zach Ross, the second baseman. He swings and he misses. And the count is now 2 balls and 1 strike. 10-0 Wildcats. Noah's pitch hit foul back to the screen. The count is even now, 2 balls and 2 strikes. It'll be Zach Ross, Ryder Bumgardner, and Caden Isles to face Noah Wood. 2-2 pitch. Cut on a missed. That is another strikeout, and that is strikeout number 5 for Noah Wood. Second time that Zach Ross has gone down. And the batter is the left fielder, Ryder Bumgardner. He was a strikeout victim as well in the first inning. Low and inside with that 70-mile-per-hour pitch. Camden Welch is the first baseman. Wildcats. Second base, Kyron Welch. Shortstop, Caden Black. Third base, Mikey Teasley. Cy Stevens in left. Warren East in center. Richie Ferreira in right. Parker Free behind the plate. The 1-1 pitch by Noah Wood is a swinging strike. Bumgardner back in. Noah's pitch
Probably because you
Called
hit any
strike 3.
several
And
times.
I don't know about that one. That's strike 3 looking. And that is strikeout number 6
We'd have to
for
reset.
Noah. And the number 3 hitter in their lineup, Caden Idles. The first baseman, he was retired. Camden Welch unassisted at first base. 2 outs, nobody aboard. The pitch hit in the air, left field. Cy Stevens giving it a long run, and the ball is just foul. And the count is 0-1 against Idles. Wildcats have scored in every inning, 2 in the first, 1 in the second, 7 in the third. We are in the top of the fourth. Live on our YouTube channel, Prep Radio. We're also on Comcast channel 1086 right now, live. Pitch, bounced at the plate.
2-1-7. 2-1-7. 2-1-7.
Parker with a sign, Noah's pitch. That's up high with a 72-mile-per-hour pitch. The umpire could help us out with a little call. Pitch, hit on the ground, foul again. Third base coach almost makes the play, scoots off his left hand. And according to the people in the press box, the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. Got a little verification from the umpire. Noah to the 2-2 pitch, called strike 3, and he knew it. So Noah Wood strikes out the side, the 1, 2, and 3 hitters in the Campbell County lineup. So the Wildcats come to bat in the bottom of the 4th inning, leading by a score of 10-0 on our YouTube channel, Prep Radio. And we will be back to Bobby Hopkins in a moment.
East Tennessee Spine and Sport. Oak Ridge is pleased to offer cryotherapy using their CryoBus. Cryotherapy is a whole body session lasting 1 to 3 minutes that's guaranteed to make your body feel refreshed and invigorated. If you're experiencing pain or suffering from an injury, try this application of cold to treat a wide range of symptoms and conditions. It promotes rapid healing, reduces pain, and is recognized by elite athletes to reduce inflammation and pain caused by strenuous exercise. To make an appointment today at their Oak Ridge location, go to cryotherapyknoxville.com or call 888-5431. East Tennessee Spine and Sport is located in the Fairbanks Shopping Center, Oak Ridge. Now back to the Fox Insurance Group Oak Ridge Wildcat Football live stream on YouTube. Come in, discover the difference of an independent insurance agency. Fox Insurance Group Oak Ridge.
Whether you have a broken bone, a sports injury, or need a joint replacement, the experts at KOC Oak Ridge want to get you back to the life you love. Conveniently located next to Methodist Medical Center on Vermont Avenue, we have a long tradition of caring for not only student athletes, but their families as well. You can count on KOC Oak Ridge for quality orthopedic care in every season of life.
David Clary back here along with Vashawn Knowles, James Branson, Caleb Riker. Wildcats on top of Campbell County 10-0 as we're playing in the District 3 baseball tournament live at Bobby Hopkins Field on our YouTube channel, Prep Radio. We'll play probably tomorrow at 6 o'clock against Powell at Powell. The Wildcats and Powell Panthers have played twice already this year, and Powell won both ball games. The only team to sweep the Wildcats in district play this season, and that'll be the game tomorrow if the Wildcats can hold on to this one. Pitch to Richie is ripped to the gap and deep, all the way to the fence, off the fence. Missed a home run by about a yard has a hit at the top, and Richie's going all the way to third. It'll be a triple off the wall for Richie Ferreira. He just missed a home run as that ball just barely hit off the top of the wall. And for Richie, he has reached base safely 3 times. He has a single, an RBI, a stolen base, a walk, another stolen base, a run scored, and a triple. The batter now is Cy Stevens. He's walked, had an RBI, 2 RBI single, and also scored a run. So he is officially 1 for 1 in the ball game. Pitch to Cy is a called strike. Richie just barely missed getting this one out of here.
Yeah, maybe by 2 or 3 feet, David. And, that was ripped right away. You knew that was going to travel a long distance.
Cy back in. Pitch. Bounces away, and here comes another run. Richie Ferreira scores the run for the Wildcats, and Oak Ridge now leads Campbell County by a score of 11-0. Wildcats looking for more. There's nobody on now, nobody out. 6 o'clock tomorrow, Oak Ridge and Powell. Hope you'll join us there or on our YouTube channels. That pitch is hit in the air. Foul territory. Third baseman over, now in, and drops it in foul territory. You kind of feel a little bit for Campbell County right now. I mean, they have struggled in the field. They have struggled on the mound. They have struggled to hit Noah Wood. And you kind of feel for them a little bit. They're down 11-0.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Noah Wood, to the point, has faced the minimum number of batters. We did have a double play that kind of allowed him to kind of get back on pace with that. So they do have, Campbell County has 1 hit, but a double play helped get Noah back to facing the minimum.
Here's the pitch to Cy. Outside corner, and that is strike 3. So Cy Stevens is out number 1. The batter now will be Alex Franklin. So Alex Franklin will bat for Kyron Welch. So this potentially could be the seniors' final at bat at Bobby Hopkins Field. We hope not. Hope we can get back for a later round ball game as Alex takes a pitch outside a ball. Alex has really done good work. He stepped in when Caden was hurt, played a lot of second base. He's always been a good hitter. He's always been a good pitcher. Coming off of shoulder surgery. Didn't get the start today, but he really did a fine job while Caden was out.
And I think one of the best things about Alex is that he knows what he can do, and he doesn't try to overpower anybody or do too much. He just puts the ball in play, and he did a great job of that while Caden was out, and was probably one of the more consistent hitters for the Wildcats as Caden was out.
2 balls, 1 strike, nobody out, nobody on. 1 out. Pitch. Ooh, I don't know how that didn't hit him. It was so inside, it was outside. And it's 3 balls and 1 strike. Campbell County and Oak Ridge District Tournament. Pitch. Foul tipped at the plate. The count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Wildcats with 3 more outs can win this ball game and get ready to play the Powell Panthers tomorrow at 6 o'clock at Powell. Still some work to do in this half inning as Alex takes ball 4. And the Wildcats have a base runner in the bottom of the 4th inning. They have scored in every inning. They scored 2 in the first, 1 in the second, 7 in the third, already 1 here in the 4th. Batter now. James Bowles is the batter. James had a really good ball game the other day on Senior Day, had a couple of hits in that ball game. James hadn't had a lot of playing time. He is a senior, but did on senior night pick up a couple of base hits.
Yeah, I believe, David, he was 2 for 3 and maybe a single and a double in that game. Really nice game for him.
Takes one high and inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Alex Franklin, senior. Base runner at first. Senior James Bowles is the batter. Going to one of those highfalutin big-time schools. Pitch is outside corner. It was outside, but hit the outside corner of the left-handed hitter's batter's box. And the count is 1-2.
Yeah, James, I believe, going to Rose Holman.
Rose Holman. Trivia question in a moment. That pitch is hit and caught by the first baseman, and it's going to result in a double play. So the Wildcats pick up a base runner and a run in this inning, and they leave nobody on base. We go to the top of the fifth inning. The Wildcats 3 outs away from moving on to play Powell tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Trivia question, James Branson. What former Oak Ridge quarterback played football and set most of the passing records at Rose-Hulman when he was attending there?
I'm going to guess probably somewhere in the 70s.
Somewhere in the 90s.
90s, okay.
Very smart. Kind of a strawberry blonde hair.
I mean, would it have been Jared Tharp?
It would be Mr. Jared Tharp, correct.
That was kind of a shot in the dark there. I knew we had a couple of guys go to Emory and Henry.
Right, but Jared went to Rose-Hulman and set most of their passing records while he was the quarterback up there. Now works at Y12 back in the Ridge with a big family, and we always enjoy talking to Jared Tharp. Well, let's take a break here. Noah Woods warming up, trying to get 3 more outs and give the Wildcats a win in the District 3 baseball tournament. We'll be back in a moment. Great news, East Tennessee. Oak Ridge native and physical therapist Donnie Sharp has brought his hands-on approach to physical therapy to a new location in Oak Ridge. East Tennessee Spine and Sport is now open at 142 Fairbanks Road in Oak Ridge. Donnie's postdoctorate education in the treatment of neck pain, back pain, and many other orthopedic issues will address your specific needs in a kind and caring manner. Call East Tennessee Spine and Sport today for your evaluation. 888-5431. That's East Tennessee Spine and Sport. Call them today. We normally don't play commercials on our YouTube feed, but Donnie Sharp of East Tennessee Spine and Sport paid the rights fee for our broadcast today, and we appreciate him. It's going to be a quick one for him as the Wildcats need 3 outs for a win. There's strike 2. Noah Wood has faced the minimum for those who are challenged, like Caleb. That means he has faced everybody one time as that ball is hit foul off to the left side. Count remains at 0-2. See with some of the defensive changes for the Wildcats. Wildcats have Brooks Earls at second base. Kyron Welch is catching. Looks like maybe Camden Britton is in left field for the Wildcats. And we've got a different right fielder, I do believe, as that pitch is outside the ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Carson Fagan, center field. And that pitch is cut on a miss, and that is strikeout number 8 in the ball game for Noah Wood. And that is actually 4 consecutive Cougars who have struck out in this one. That's 1 out now in the 5th. Wildcats 2 outs away from a win of the District 3 tournament. Pitch cut on and missed. Noah, he's not throwing 95 miles an hour, but he is getting a lot of swings and misses. He hasn't walked a batter. He's only given up 1 hit, a little bloop to left. And there's another pitch, 78 mile per hour, swings and he misses. And Rice is down 0-2. There's another strikeout. That is strikeout number 9 for Noah Wood. 5 straight for the freshman. And the last hope for the Campbell County Cougars is Cooper McQuitty. Cooper hit into a double play back in the 2nd inning. Righty versus lefty, pitches hit foul over the top of the press box and out of play. We will probably have to have a pretty extended postgame show as that pitch is cut on and missed, and that is strike 2, and Campbell County down to their final strike here. Pitch, that's low. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. 11-0, the Wildcats on top. There's a pitch hit softly off the end of the bat. It's going to be Cam Britton. Oh, almost a great play out in left field. almost got to it, just couldn't quite get to it, and might have even lost his breath as he dove for it. The ball bounced out, but a good effort there by Camden. It's somebody else in right field. I can't see the number. Is that number 15?
I think it
Is that John Ulrich playing right field for the Wildcats? I did. Oh, well, I didn't think it could be
19.
John.
19.
Titus Fetters. Pitches hit foul back to the screen.
It was hard to distinguish between the 9 and the what I thought was a 5.
And there's not too many tall guys on our team. I guess Titus and John are probably the two tallest guys, I would think. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. The pitch, fouled again. And the game continues. Noah trying to put away McQuitty. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ball hit on the ground. Camden Welch fields it, flips it on to Noah Wood, and that's the ball game. The Wildcats have advanced in the District 3 tournament by defeating the Campbell County Cougars by a final score of 11-0 here at Bobby Hopkins Field. The Wildcats will face the Powell Panthers tomorrow at 6 o'clock at Powell High School. We hope you'll join us. This baseball team is fun to watch. This is a double elimination tournament, so the Wildcats are assured of at least 2 more ball games. They will not play Friday. They most likely will play on Saturday, weather permitting. But here tonight, the Wildcats knock off Campbell County by a final score of 11-0. Stay tuned for the postgame show. The Wildcats victorious. While I have the opportunity, let me once again thank Donnie Sharp with East Tennessee Spine and Sport, the TSSAA, in their search for more and more money, require a $250 fee to stream any postseason ball game. Donnie Sharp, East Tennessee Spine and Sport, paid our rights fee today, and he got an 11-0 win. Thanks to the great pitching by Noah Wood, the timely hitting, and good defense for the Wildcats, and Campbell County goes down 11-0. Our postgame show is coming up, featuring the head coach of the Wildcats, Coach Travis Free, and probably Noah Wood, the winning pitcher in the ball game, who finished the game with 9 strikeouts, a 1-hitter, and the best stat, he didn't walk a single batter, and he throws a shutout. 11-0 is the final score. Good win for the Wildcats. They took care of business against, albeit a down Campbell County team, but you can't just show up and play. They took care of business.
Yeah, I heard you talking about Noah Wood there, David. Noah, only 1 hit, no walks, and, Coach Free's going to be happy about that. But Noah getting 5 of the last 6 outs himself there, 5 straight strikeouts at one point, and retired the last hitter there when Camden tossed him the ball at first.
Actually, if you think about the scoring, he was part of the 6th out too, as it was he who caught the ball and stepped on the bag.
Exactly. And, I was looking back a moment ago and thinking about, I know the Wildcats were a little bit down, a little bit had the injury bug the last time that Oak Ridge and Powell played, and so the score might not have indicated how competitive the game should be tomorrow night. But the Wildcats in the first game, when Caden Black and the team was healthy, lost, I believe it was in 9 innings to Powell, and it was 5-4 was the final in that game.
I'd be eager to find out. I'll be eager to find out.
I'm sorry, it was 10 innings, not 9 innings.
I believe that might be a lost key that you might want to announce here, I believe. But let me run down some of the totals here. We'll have the postgame show coming up in a moment. I guess the person who's scrambling right now is Brad Jones right now, because we have 30 minutes to fill on Comcast channel 1086, which we're currently on live. Looking at some of the totals, I could read these slowly, but I know the players will be up here in a moment. Caden Black didn't have his typical ball game. He did walk, stole a base, and scored a run. Camden Welch, he had a really fine ball game today. Cam Welch singled, he doubled, he walked, he stole 2 bases and scored a run. Mikey Teasley stole 3 bases in the ball game, scored 2 runs, and he walked. Peyton Witter a perfect day today. He had a single, two singles, a triple. He knocked in 2 runs, stole 2 bases, and scored. I've got him with 2 runs. Parker Free played well behind the plate for the Wildcats. Did not contribute offensively. Hit the ball hard, but didn't contribute. He did reach base safely on an error, and his runner Izzy Mitchell stole a base. Did not score. Richie Ferreira, big ball game for him. Richie coming alive at the right time. He had a bunt single for an RBI. He walked. He stole a base. He scored 2 runs. He also had a triple off the wall in this one. Cy Stevens had a 1-for-2 ball game. He walked in the first inning, singled in 2 runs, and scored a run. Kai Welch scored a run today. Alex Franklin walked in the game. Warren East had a 2 RBI single and scored a run as he came all the way around to score on an error. James Bowles and Alex Franklin, as I mentioned, all played in this one. But the story really was Noah Woods pitching. He faced the minimum, didn't walk a batter. A double play erased the one base runner that he did have. He struck out 9, and as we mentioned, he didn't walk a single batter in this one. And that's the way you want it. You know, this Campbell County team, as I said, down a bit. And you didn't really want to put, say, Mikey or Camden Welch to pitch, or Alex or John. You wanted to go with one of the other pitchers, knowing that Campbell County has struggled. And Noah rose to the occasion.
Yeah, and it's a big step for a freshman, you know, to get the ball in district tournament play is a big deal. And to go out there and execute the way that Noah did and really, you know, face the minimum number of batters, as we said, but really composed out there and didn't throw a lot of pitches anyway, total number of pitches, so that's good. Probably will not be used the rest of the tournament, but by Noah going the whole game today, you save your starters, as you mentioned, Mikey, Cam, but you also say Peyton Witter, who comes in as a relief pitcher.
Alex, John, all of them.
Alex, John, and even Cy. Cy didn't pitch today. So the Wildcats have a good depth going into the game that against Powell tomorrow and, you know, potentially further.
And that game will be at 6 o'clock. We will stream the game live from Powell, kind of getting around the Powell rules. So the TSSAA is the sponsor of the tournament, and they are in control of the rules. And we will be able to stream the ball game tomorrow, 6 o'clock from Powell High School.
And this is a double elimination tournament, correct?
Double elimination. If the Wildcats, either way, will not play on Friday, they will play on Saturday for sure. It is double elimination. So they'll play, we know at least they're guaranteed Friday and Saturday. The Saturday games will be at Central at Tommy Shumpert Park. So the Wildcats could play in 3 different parks, will play in 3 different parks in this district tournament. Here at Bobby Hopkins today, and then at Powell tomorrow, and then Tommy Shumpert Park on Saturday.
Yes, and the reason for those 3 different sites, the number 1 and 2 seeds host one of the games at least, and Powell was the number 2 seed, so they would get to host 1 game, and Central won the district, and so they host the whole rest of the tournament.
Looks like Richie's in. Richie Ferreira, we're going to get a chance to speak to him, and we'll get the camera turned toward Richie in a second, and let's see. We'll get Richie on the camera shot here. Make sure his mic is on. And good. You're good, Richie. Let's get you in the picture. Turn the lights on if you would. Get a little bit more lighting on Richie Ferreira. And there he is. Richie, let me ask you, what did you have for breakfast and what did you have for lunch? Because you just barely missed a home run. If you had eaten maybe a little bit more, gotten a little bit more rest last night, that might have been out of the park.
For breakfast, I had an egg and ham sandwich. For lunch, I had Chick-fil-A. Before every single game, I eat 2 hot dogs.
Well, let's talk about, let's talk about your ball game. Obviously, let's talk about the team first, then we'll come back and talk about your performance. This is a game against a team that you've beaten twice. They're kind of down this year, but you had to show up and play. Talk about the importance of just coming out and doing the things you needed to do to win.
Obviously, today, we knew it wasn't going to be the hardest game, but we knew that we had to come out strong, fast, and hard and prepare ourselves for the other games coming ahead, and that we couldn't just show up to the ballpark with our cleats untied and come win the game, that they were going to bring all their all. And we really had to go hard today, no matter what, whether we were playing Farragut, Powell, or Campbell County. We knew we had to show up and play hard.
Let's talk about your first hit. That was a bunt single for an RBI. Was it your idea, or were you all working on some things today? Because you laid down a perfect bunt and it scored the run.
Well, I've always been able to bunt, but when Coach Free makes me bunt in practice, I miss him on purpose sometimes because I don't want him to think I can bunt. But today, when I seen how the third baseman was executing his game and he was being real lazy, I was like, why not pull it out and see what we're working towards playoffs?
A lot of times you don't see, well, I guess in a squeeze you would see an RBI, but that's what you picked up on that. You had the triple, you scored a couple runs, also stole a couple bases. The pitcher for Campbell County was not throwing real hard, and I guess you all could see that it would be easy to steal on him. And I think you were in double digits. I know you had 13 against Clinton, and I know you were in double digits probably tonight. Talk about, is that one of the reasons why you were running? Coach Free likes to run. Was that one of the reasons?
Yeah, when playoffs come around, Coach Free gets real aggressive, and we know that we're going to have to play harder and faster on the bases because that's our game and that's who we are. So around this time of year, it's real crunch time. Everybody's got to turn up and take the bag.
You got Powell tomorrow. You lost both games to them during the regular season, the only team that actually swept you. What do they bring to the table, and what's going to be different tomorrow at 6 o'clock?
Good team, a lot of good players. They talk a lot, bring a lot of things to the table, but it's playoffs time. They don't know how Oak Ridge is coming now. It's a different type of year, different type of game, different type of team. We're ready to play.
Richie, thanks a lot. Congratulations on the win. Perhaps your last game this year at Bobby Hopkins Field. Maybe you can get back for
Hopefully.
a sectional ball game, maybe even a regional ball game. Who knows? Thanks a lot, Richie.
Thank you, David.
That's Richie Ferreira. Wow, wait a minute. We got a Mal Cody picking up the mic here. You're a senior.
Yes, I am.
You are a senior, and this potentially could be your last game played at Bobby Hopkins Field. And it was an important game.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about how important this game was.
This game was important because it's the first game of playoffs, and you got to come out firing. It sets the tone for the whole season, and if we didn't come out today playing good, it just could set us up for failure for the rest of the games in playoffs.
I'm sorry, Coach Branson was talking to me while you were talking, but
You're good.
You're a senior, as I mentioned.
Yeah.
Campbell County's a team, and I asked Richie this question.
Mm-hmm.
You had to take care of business.
Yeah.
I mean, Campbell County's down. I mean, it's obvious that that's not a great high school baseball team,
Mm-hmm.
but you couldn't just show up and just play.
No.
And how important is it to keep your momentum going as we get ready for this PAL ball game?
Well, the win today and playing good today really wasn't to beat this team down, and we knew we were going to win. It's a team inferior to us, but it was good just to start momentum, get our habits going, get us in a roll to start us for that team we know we can beat that we haven't yet, but we got to be ready for them.
What's your favorite uniform? You got the pinstripes on today. What's your favorite uniform?
I think maybe the Secret City because it shows the culture of Oak Ridge and the city itself. Something about the history in that.
What about the new hat that's got the little small? Do you like that hat?
I like that hat. It fits the best.
That was from the 70s, the last time the team went to the state tournament. Pal tomorrow, lost to them twice.
They don't want us. That's
They
all I
don't-
got to say.
They
don't
might
want
be
us.
watching, so be careful what
don't
you
care.
say. You don't
They don't
care.
want us.
They don't want you. Why don't they want you?
Well, the first two games, one we had came back, but the second one we didn't. He's really the big factor in all these games. He's one of the best players I've played against and with, and just a whole new mentality, and we're coming.
Let me ask you about that. I know Caden made his return Monday against West, had 3 hits in the ball game. He just, he didn't have a base hit today. He did walk, but he stole a base. He scored a run. He just creates havoc on the base paths.
Well, I think he is a great fielder, great hitter, but I think that's the best part of his game. Bases is free 2 bases, and he gets on third. You just need a pop fly to score him or a pass ball. It's a free run.
Why didn't they send your brother? I don't think I've ever interviewed you two guys when you weren't together.
I don't know. Coach Free just told me to come up here.
Okay. I appreciate it. It looks like
All
we're
right,
going to
thank
talk
you.
to the winning pitcher.
Yeah.
Here comes Noah Wood. Noah, you're a freshman, correct?
Yes, sir.
Mic right up to your mouth. You get a chance to start in the district tournament. against a team that's kind of down by Campbell County standards. They've had better teams before. Were you nervous getting ready for this game? I know you've pitched before, but I mean, were you nervous? It is a district tournament game.
Yeah, just a little bit. Like first game of playoffs, we needed to win. But yeah, first start at home on the mound. So had a little nerves, but just had to go out there with some fun.
Well, let's talk about your game. You faced the minimum. You didn't. You gave up the one hit, a little
Yeah.
bloop to left. You didn't walk anybody. I know. I don't see Coach Free yet, but I know that's the thing he's going to say to me. That you didn't walk anybody.
Yeah,
You struck out 9 guys in the game. What was working best for you today?
definitely the fastball. I maybe threw 2 other pitches than that.
You were in the kind of high 70s to low 80s. Is that pretty much your range?
Yeah. I wasn't like trying to do too much today, like throwing hard wise. Like I was trying to throw strikes, let my defense work out there.
You, for the most part, have been a middle infielder for the Wildcats this year. You've started a lot of games at second base. You've pitched some, but not much. As you progress through your career, where do you see yourself? Are you? We've seen you hit some. You've hit well, but you've been hit for as well as
Yeah.
you know. Where do you see yourself moving forward in your future career here at Oak Ridge?
Probably like middle infield, pitch when need to, and hopefully hit more, get better in the off season.
What is your strength as a player?
Definitely fielding.
I think you're a very solid fielder. I mean, for the most part. What's it like? You got Caden over there, who's been an all-state performer. You got Mikey over there, and your first baseman, whether it be Peyton or Welch, are all good fielders.
Yeah.
Is that one of the reasons that, especially for a pitcher, knowing that even if you don't throw 95 miles an hour, you got a good, solid defense behind you when you're pitching?
Oh yeah, I trust them 100%. Just gotta get a ground ball, they'll get it out for me.
Well, let's talk about the importance of this win to beat Campbell County today. How important was it?
That was first step of the way. Had to win.
Looks like Coach Free is joining us here. Pal, tomorrow, your thoughts on that game?
Just gotta come ready to play.
No, I appreciate it. Good luck and congratulations on the win.
Thank you, Dave.
That is Noah Wood. Let's see. Coach Travis Free about to roll in. He hands the mic, the freshman does, to the senior citizen. Well, he's not quite a senior citizen. He's a I wanted to get a smile out off, and that is Coach Travis Free, head coach of the Wildcats. Coach, I'm going to keep you here a bit if you don't mind.
Okay.
Let's talk first off. This is we talked on Monday that this is a game where you knew you were facing a team that's not up. This is not a good Campbell County team, but like I said, they're a team, and they're high school kids, and they're capable.
Yep.
You couldn't just show up and just hope to win.
Yep. It was a tough spot really for us altogether. Like I don't love the matchup. I don't love opening your district play like that, but I also don't love getting a bye tonight while you're sitting at home while everybody's playing, and then you're just sitting there waiting on tomorrow either. Like if you look at who won the district last year, we won the regular season, but the district championship came from the third place seed who got to play tonight against Campbell County and kind of got the nerves out a little bit and kind of got into the flow. Baseball players are all about flow. They're all about, keeping momentum going. You don't like to stop playing when you're playing. So, yes, interesting matchup. We did what we wanted to do, but Noah Wood was absolutely phenomenal. I think he threw like 53 pitches, 54 pitches on the entire game. Gave up one hitter. He had a perfect game. Nobody touched base except that one kid, and we doubled him off one pitch later or 2 pitches later, which is pretty impressive. I know that Jeff and I were talking about in the innings. I think he went 7 or 8 pitches, all like 7 of 8 were strikes, 6 of 6 were strikes, just filling the zone up and did exactly what we needed him to do tonight.
I told Noah just a second ago that, and you didn't say it, but you kind of said it, but you didn't. I said the first thing that you'll be proud of is he didn't walk anybody.
No, 0 walks.
And he was just throwing strikes, and he was probably around the high 70s to low 80s most of the time, and really just it was his fastball. That's what he threw over
Correct.
and over and over.
In the strike zone, over and over
In
and
the
over,
strike
which
zone.
is what it's all about, and you're 100% correct. I think he only got into a 2-ball count once that I can remember. He was in a 2-2 count, got him out the next pitch. That I can recall right off the top of my head. So every single time, man, he was just in the zone, and that's what we needed today, right? We're a superior team. We're better than they are. The only way that you let them hang around is you walk them, and then all of a sudden they get a hit and they score some runs, and then all of a sudden, well, it never happened because he never let them get to first.
Their pitcher was throwing in the 50s. I mean, and that would be, in my personal opinion, that would be hard after you face guys that are throwing much harder. He was a left-hander,
Yep.
makes it a little different. He had some movement on it actually for a guy throwing lightly. But your guys, after looking at him a little bit, a couple pitches, got used to that speed, and you barreled up a lot of balls tonight.
Well, you just think about it. Like Mikey, the guy takes one step off of second base. Mikey barrels the ball there. Parker barrels the ball at the shortstop, barrels the ball at the third base. We hit some barrels there in the second and third time through the order. We did some good things there. So I'm not worried about that. Yeah, but that pitcher, that guy in their league, he's the only, he's the guy that has given them a chance over and over and over and over, that lefty. Like if you look at the games that they're close and they're tied in through the third, fourth, fifth inning, that kid's the one on the mound every single time. So like, yeah, we're going to beat him and we're going to eventually barrel balls, but it's so different than what we're accustomed to seeing day in and day out that it does cause you to press a little bit early.
It's almost like facing a knuckleball. I hope it doesn't affect you tomorrow when you play PAL, because you're going to face something different tomorrow.
Correct. So we're going to face much harder. I'm guessing they're going to throw the righty that they've thrown against us. So that's what we guess. So we're going to be in the mid 80s. We're going to have to be ready to go. I don't know. I'm excited about it. It's what it's all about. Tomorrow night's what it's all about. It's the game that it's about. It's the atmosphere that it's all about. That's why the tournament May is always my favorite time of the year.
Coach, I've got to keep you on a little bit longer here because we're live on Channel 10 or 1086 as well. So during our show here, so I'm going to talk to you make a few more questions for you to ask. I thought Richie should have eaten 3 hot dogs before the ball game. He said he eats 2 before every ball game. He just missed a home run, hit right at the top of the fence. But Richie had a really good bunt for a single and an RBI, had the triple, stole several bases. And one thing we did notice, I know you stole about 13 against Clinton tonight because of the speed of the pitcher. I think you got 12 tonight.
Yeah.
Because of the pitcher, you knew you could run on him, and you did.
Yeah.
And
correct.
Your players said that come tournament time, you get very aggressive on the base paths.
Well, we have to force the issue a little bit. We have to play with that energy. We have to that's kind of who we are. And that just kind of settles their nerves down, I feel like, a little bit. Like if we do some things and we go, they feel like we're going to be okay. We played good. We had 12 bases tonight. We probably would have had 20 if it would have went a couple extra innings. We would have got them up there. But all in all, that's just kind of who we are. That's what we're all about. And we've been working on a couple things at practice lately to kind of get us there. One thing I want to brag on our whole team. Maybe 7 days ago, we had a whole practice about execution, PFP, which is pitcher's fungo practice. But we've had 3 to 4 executions of perfectly done when our pitcher goes and covers the base and our first basemen throw the ball. So all those things we've been working on are kind of starting to show their face a little bit here late.
Let's talk about PAL now. You talked about their pitcher who's probably going to face you. You don't know, obviously, but they beat you twice, and one with Caden and one without Caden. Games were pretty much competitive, but it's tough to play over there, and they're a good team, good program.
Yeah, 100%. But like I told you before, it's exactly what we're in the moment for. It's what we've trained the whole season for. It's why we've been on the road over and over this year. It's why we've went and played tough opponents. It's why all the things that we've done on purpose for nights like tomorrow night and on, Friday, Saturday, whatever it may be, the next couple games, every one of them are going to be, you're going to have to play to the end. You're going to have to fight. You're going to have to execute. You're going to have to make defensive plays and throw strikes. And so, really, we've lost to PAL twice. But we've lost to PAL twice in 2 innings. The first inning here, they scored 3. And the first inning over there, they scored 3. So they have scored a combination of, I think, 8 total runs on us. 6 of them are in the first inning. So I think for our team, being ready to go in the first will be critical. If we sustain that, we'll find a way tomorrow night to do it. And I know we kind of know what to expect, all the things. We'll be ready tomorrow.
Coach, who's going to be the starting pitcher?
Cam Welch will be the starting pitcher tomorrow night.
That kind of fits pretty well with. Yeah. So, Coach, just your final comments on the win today.
Great team win. We're able to play once again. We're able to play over, I think, 14 or 15 guys in the lineup again. It's just once again helping us prepare for future seasons and getting guys in those moments. Noah will be in the top 3 or 4 of our rotation next year. as a sophomore. So that experience tonight, it'll go a long way for him in the offseason and moving into next year. And, I mean, to me, that's what won the game. Like, we threw strikes, we won. And our defense now, we figured out the rotations. We figured out who we're going to play. We've kind of settled in that spot, and we've really played really solid defense the last week of the season here. So I'm feeling really good about where we're at and, just excited about the opportunity to go to Powell tomorrow night. I'm just excited. I can't wait to get there.
Coach, thanks a lot.
Yep. Roll Wildcats.
Wildcats win 11-0 over the Campbell County Cougars. Let's swing the camera around, get James back in for some final comments. The Wildcats did what they had to do. They scored in every inning, and they run rule the Cougars here at Bobby Hopkins Field. James, your thoughts?
Yeah, just a great all-around game there. As Coach Free said, the Wildcats from the beginning of the game were ready to go defensively, and as we talked about Noah being on the mound and getting Caden back, getting a couple of other guys back. I know Trice coming back could be a big help. Depth for the Wildcats is going to be something that maybe not a lot of other teams have that is a positive for them going forward. And, with it being a double elimination district tournament, that it's not single elimination like basketball is, or getting Caden back, having a game on Monday, having this game tonight, the Wildcats seem like they're heading in the right direction.
The Wildcats hit the ball well, but if I were to give a most valuable player tonight, I would give that to Mr. Noah Wood.
100%. As we talked about, 5 of the last 6 outs were strikeouts, and he assisted there on the last out of the game. And I think he had, I'll have to go back and look, but I believe it was by a quick tally 5, 6, 7, 9 strikeouts in the game. And Coach Free likes no walks, and no walks tonight, and only really 1 bloop hit, but that was doubled off shortly after, as we mentioned.
And the Wildcats win the ball game 11-0. As we said, the TSSAA charges $250 per ball game to stream ball games. Today, Donnie Sharp, East Tennessee Spine and Sport. You know Donnie?
Know Donnie very well.
Former Wildcat, former Buccaneer at East Tennessee State, and a great supporter and a great Atlanta Braves fan, too. I mean, he's a diehard Braves fan. But he paid our rights fee, and we appreciate him. I know we've been trying to track down other businesses, other individuals. In fact, I had a gentleman just right before the ball game, Andy Hudson's grandfather, basically, was going to hand me some money. I told him to hold on to it, that we're going to try to put – I know some of the senior parents are getting together to pay perhaps for one of our ball games, and I told them just give them Miss Black. I mean, I don't want to hold the money right now, but we will broadcast regardless. I don't know who the sponsor will be tomorrow, but we will broadcast from Powell. It's a unique place to broadcast from. We have to sit in the bleachers. They let us sit on the dugout one year, but then the police came and told us no, so we had to move off of that. But we will stream the ball game tomorrow at 6:00 from Powell High School. I was in Atlanta. I heard Coach Free and I heard the guys talk about Powell, but what is your memory of this Powell team, and what can we expect to see out of the Panthers tomorrow?
Well, I was not able to go to the game at Powell. I do know it was a close game, and I think the Wildcats maybe a 3-2 or 3-1 type of game. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I do remember the game here. The Wildcats, as Coach Free said, gave up 3 runs in the first inning and gave up 2 runs the rest of the game. In high school baseball, we play 7 innings. That game went 10 innings. It was tied. Oak Ridge tied it, I believe, in the 7th inning to extend the game. The 8th and 9th inning were scoreless, both sides, and Powell scored 1 run in the 10th. Oak Ridge couldn't rally, so the final score of the first game of the season with Powell was 5-4. So, it's going to be a competitive game either way with it being over there. You never know what you're going to get, but like we've talked about, I think the Wildcats are headed in the right direction. They got the momentum going on their side. And anytime you go into postseason play, we talked about this with the Braves sometimes, anytime you go into postseason play and you're kind of maybe sitting at home, like Coach Free said, waiting for the next round to start, you get a little antsy and maybe not come out prepared. And I feel like, the last 2 or 3 games that the Wildcats have played, they seem to be hitting a groove.
James, I appreciate your help. I know you do double duty up here. Not only does James help me on the air, he also does the public address and sometimes does the scoreboard and has to keep up with his 2 kids running around here as well. So a lot of work, and we appreciate you tonight, your work today, as well as with Vashon Knowles Yeah, I guess I'll give Caleb a little credit. Caleb Riker, who's with us, who did our camera work. Our next broadcast of Oak Ridge High School baseball will be tomorrow, 6 o'clock from Powell on our YouTube channel, Prep Radio. We appreciate Brad Jones at BBB Communications, channel 1086, for allowing us to be live on the airwaves today on Comcast. We're also looking forward to broadcasting tomorrow's game for Powell like Coach Free. For James, Vashon, and Caleb, this is David Clary reminding you of the final score of tonight's game. Oak Ridge advances to the District 3 baseball tournament by defeating the Campbell County Cougars by a final score of 11-0. Until tomorrow at 6 o'clock, this is David Clary saying so long, everybody.